Oliver Twist. Chapter 3. A New Home. Mr. Bumble went into a back room where the board was having its supper. There was, of course, no gruel in sight at this meal. The board members were dining on roast chicken and roast beef with potatoes, gravy, turnips, and peas. No less than 4 pies were waiting for them on a side table for dessert. Both the table and the men were filled with rich and delicious food. "I am sorry to deliver bad news," Mr. Bumble said. He was out of breath from running, but Oliver Twist, one of our young charges, has gone mad. Mr. Bumble told the board members the events that happened only minutes ago. They reacted as one might expect, with shock and horror. "Impossible," said a man in a white vest. "Such an ungrateful child does not deserve the comforts of this establishment." The other board members agreed. They banged on the table and said, "Hear, hear," and "Ay, ay." "I fear that he will only cause more trouble," Mr. Bumble said. It's no good if he convinced other boys to do the same." "Very well then," said the man in the white vest. "Post a sign, Mr. Bumble. Offer this boy a reward of £5 to anyone who will take him." The board members once again pounded on the table in agreement. Mr. Bumble went to do as he was told. The sign was up for several days before Mr. Sowerberry, the local undertaker, came to the workhouse. He was there on business when he noticed the sign. He was happy to take the £5, but he was not so sure about the boy. Mr. Bumble took him straight to the board to discuss Oliver's fate. "Who's to know if the boy will work hard?" Mr. Sowerberry asked. "What good will it do me if I don't get enough work from him? What if it takes too much food, and I get too little work in return?" "We've been careful to feed the boy very little," Bumble said, "so he doesn't demand much." Bumble was careful to avoid mentioning the incident in the long hall. "We'll allow a trial period," the man in the white vest said. "If Oliver is to your liking, you will train him as an undertaker's assistant. If he does not agree with you, you may bring him back. And I keep the £5, of course," said the undertaker. The man in the white vest cleared his throat. "Of course," he said slowly. "Whichever suits you best, Mr. Sowerberry. We do ask, though, that you take the boy right away. We will be happy to be rid of him. One less boy to feed and all that." So Oliver Twist was given a small bundle of shirts and a wool blanket. They rushed him out the door with the undertaker. He did not even have time to say goodbye to Dick. Mr. Sowerberry led him away from the workhouse through gently falling snow. For the first time in 10 years, Oliver was away from the Bumbles and the workhouse. It was all very frightening, but Oliver felt some excitement too. He hoped he was on an adventure. He felt certain, however, that no matter what happened, his new life had to be better than the old one.